Hi guys, a very good evening. Maswera say, welcome to Africa and Beyond the Television Network, and my name is Ronald Wekwa Makusha. So let us talk about this development. There is another letter which has been penned by Tshabangu, and it seems as if he is continuously attacking the leadership of the Triple C, and we really need to take a look onto this letter and reflect. So my network is slow, but I'm hoping that it will come right here onto the screen so that we are able to discuss about it. According to TechMag TV, they say the Triple C self-styled Secretary General in quotes Senkozo Tshabangu writes another letter using an internal memo letterhead. This time for purposes of attacking Deputy Spokes Comrade Ostallos with unspecified action. So this letterhead, Team Zimbabwe, if you take a look onto it, the way it is, anybody with a soft copy can originate his own. So if we are to talk about the authenticity of this letter, we cannot place the authenticity of this letter on the letterhead itself. So in his letter, he has said a lot. He has accused Comrade Ostallos Siziba of influencing the decisions which were made by the party on the candidate selection criteria. And that is what he is saying. He's alleging that Comrade Ostallos participated in that process. He's calling that process shambolic. And also, in addition to that, we have seen that Tshabangu has actually promised to deal with Comrade Ostallos Siziba, and he didn't specify how he's going to actually deal with him. So he says that the Triple C used the wrong candidates in the elections. He says that these candidates, what he says, he's the one who is claiming that there are certain elements or where some girlfriends and powerful people, rich people, were given preferences to take a lead in the Triple C party. But myself, I find it difficult to understand whose girlfriend was given any position. I don't see that to be true, because a lot of comrades who sailed through to be the MPs of Triple C, these are well-known Triple C cadres, people who worked so hard to be where they are, and they deserve it. If you take a look onto some comrades, they are not rich, they just live decent lives, and nobody can say they were imposed, because there are some rich people who even failed to sail through, even though they had their money. Which means the issue of bribery, if it was the issue of someone bribing somebody with money, these ones who lost but had money would have sailed through, but they didn't, because they didn't meet the selection criterion. So you see that these accusations are just a sign that these people are not relenting on attacking Advocate Nelson Chamisa and his party. This man, Tshabangu, says that uh, Comrade Ostallos appointed himself. This is what he's saying. He's saying the self-appointed. So what it means, we do not know. When you say the self-appointed, the meaning of that is difficult to understand, because Comrade Ostallos is there to serve as an appointee of President Nelson Chamisa. He was appointed by the leadership and is there to serve at the behest of the leadership. But this one is actually attacking them. So according to Tshabangu, he is saying that the candidates which were placed before parliament are wrong and they need to correct that. That is what he's saying. He's saying that they are wrong and they are working to correct that and bring in um, new candidates. I do not know how they are going to do about it, if they are going to have won these elections. Remember, Tshabangu is behind the Bulawayo double candidates. And if he is behind the Bulawayo double candidates, all the double candidates which were in Bulawayo lost. So how did these candidates lose when when they, if they were loved, if their candidates were the ones which were preferred upon by the people. How did they lose? It's because they know for sure that the people know who their leaders are, the people know who they wanted to vote for. So the issue is, if you are disgruntled, why is it that you are sticking to the use of President Nelson Chamisa's name, symbols, and you are actually abusing the men? Why are you doing so? It's because you believe in Advocate Nelson Chamisa. That is the reason why you tried to falsify, or you falsified the signatures during the just ended elections, and they forged signatures for, because this guy who is calling was angry towards the elections. He was commenting about the issues of double candidates. He clearly indicated that it was failure of Triple to have the structures which led to all that confusion. But right now, he's coming here claiming to be part of the structures. And the question is, as who? Who is he? So he says, beyond this, he's saying that they are fighting for democracy in Zimbabwe and Africa, and they are calling for a Congress. So I don't know which Congress they are calling for and which constitution they are talking about, because we do not know what is in the constitution of Triple C, because it is with those who are leading, not the Tshabangos. So what kind of constitution is he talking about? We do not know. So he calls himself interim secretary general. It's interesting to Zimbabwe to see how this thing is happening. It's interesting to see how desperate these people are. They are absolutely desperate. They are trying by all means possible and all means necessary to make sure that they stop Advocate Nelson Chamisa in this party. But the question is, the bigger question is, are they going to succeed? It's something which is difficult to actually ascertain at this moment in time, because we are dealing with a captured judiciary. We are dealing with captured institutions. If the Speaker of Parliament was, to be honest, this was not going to be accepted. This was going to be rejected and was not going to be stamped. The reason why it was stamped, it was an acknowledgement that it has been received, and we are going to see next week, Tuesday, how they are going to deal with this matter right there in Parliament. How are they are going actually take it. Is going to be a matter of interest. If you want to be more interested with how things are being done in the nation of Zimbabwe, go to Professor Jonathan Moore. He writes compositions, very long compositions, and those compositions are not originating from Jonathan Moore. His role is to just copy and paste on his Twitter handle. That is what Jonathan Moore is doing. And he's doing the bidding of those with money who have been paying so much money, huge chunks of money, so that their agenda is understood. So once you see Jonathan Moyo rushing to pay these things and post these things as the first person, just know that something is worked on, because Jonathan Moyo has become the de facto spokesperson of ZANU-PF, and he is there to be the online chief whip and the spokesperson of those with the other agenda to destroy Triple C. So these people, they are actually after the leader of Triple C, but they do it in a sophisticated way to try and portray it as if they are fighting for democracy or whatever. So key things to note: number one, let us talk about the legality of these recalls, of these letters. These letters do not have any legal standpoint, because there is a non-spokesperson, there is a non-deputy spokesperson who are known for the Triple C, who only speak about the official position of Triple C. If you go to Triple C handles, you don't find these letters, then you know that this letter didn't originate from Triple C itself, and there is nothing like that on Triple C handles. Then you see that these issues will be smuggled to court. And when they are smuggled to court, it won't be an issue of them having a legal bearing. No, it will be an issue of trying to sanitize the criminal activity which is happening. So there are so many possibilities onto this issue. Number one, they need to kill or destroy Triple C entirely and maintain a one-party state. Because Triple C is the only party which challenged the ZANU-PF and managed to have 103 seats. Monzora didn't get anything. Monzora failed to get even a single seat of a councillor. Despite being given all the monies from the political party finances, he failed dismally. Triple C, without the funding, it did amazingly well and defeated ZANU-PF. So they want to destroy Triple C entirely. Another option is that they want to create a situation where they will say, Nelson Chamisa didn't approach the courts. He says the courts are captured. So let us lure him to the courts so that we will prove to him that the courts are not captured and the courts can give a clear verdict which testifies that they are not captured. That is another possibility. So which means from these letters, Team Zimbabwe, we are likely going to see two scenarios. Number one, the decimation of Triple C or the destruction of Triple C totally. Or we are going to see the regime trying to sanitize the situation by having court declarations which will say Triple C has won these cases, these people of Tshabangu, they have no legal standing. But the main question is, do these recalls have any legal standing? At first, they don't. Which means whatever which is going to happen next is because of the SADC report. It's because of the recommendations from the SADC. It's because of what is happening within. With some people do not even know that ZANU-PF knows for sure that they are in trouble. They know for sure that all is not well. They know for sure that their end is nigh. So they are trying by all means possible to save themselves from the shame, from the consequences. But will it work? Meditation and nothing legal or constitutional will ever work against ZANU-PF. All evidence, I think pakudiwa zvimwe zvacho zviri serious. Chamisa should realize it now because ZANU is trying to make Zim one-party state. Okay. In addition, it says there is nothing constitutional that hasn't been tried since 2000 up to date, 23 years later. It will never work. Now we need more radical means. Isuta kutoda cause tabo. Okay, Zimbabweans are becoming ready each and every time, and they're becoming propped up for a revolution. So I do not know, guys, what you think. So I believe that Triple C is a legal abiding party, law abiding party, and I believe that they will take everything which is legal and necessary to make sure that they resolve this and they end this madness which is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. Remember, we are allowed to peacefully demonstrate according to the Constitution of the Republic of Zimbabwe. That is allowed. So I believe that there are so many options. Triple C leader President Nelson Chamisa to force ZANU-PF to reason, and they will do it. I know, and I trust and I believe that if once provoked, the young man is capable of doing a lot of things. And those in ZANU-PF and within ZANU-PF knows it, and they are aware of the consequences of this. So they are just trying the waters, testing the waters, but we are going to watch and see what is going to be the end game of all